Hello, my name is Antonio Tully, and the brain area I'll be talking about is the pituitary gland. Next, I'll be talking about the functions. Um, the hormones of the pituitary gland help regulate the functions of other endorphin glands. The pituitary gland has two parts to it, and one is anterior lobe and the posterior lobe, and they have two separate functions actually. And this all how this all happens is the hypothalamus sends signals to the pituitary to release or inhibit hormone production. Um, and it's referred to the mastery gland because its hormones has so much control over other parts in the system. Um, Now, talking about those two parts again, um, the um, anterior lobe produces and releases hormones, whereas the posterior lobe does not produce hormones. Um, that's by the hypothalamus, but it releases them into the circulation. In this one, these are the hormones of the pituitary gland. There's a bunch of different ones, but I thought a lot of them were very important. So, um, for the interior lobe, um, the hormones are the adrenocorticotropic hormone. Sorry about that. And that is the ACTH, and this stimulates the adrenal glands to produce hormones. The next one is the follicle stimulating hormone, and this works with another hormone, the LH, to ensure normal functioning of the ovaries and testes. The growth hormone is essential for like earlier years to maintain healthy body composition and for growth in children. And in adults, when you're an adult, it helps aid healthy bones and muscle mass and also affects fat distribution. So, yeah. Another one is luteinizing hormone, and this is actually the one I brought up before that works with that FSH to ensure normal ovaries and testes. And another one is for breast milk production, and now I'll just be talking about some in the posterior lobe hormones, and one is called the antidiuretic hormone. And this hormone prompts the kidneys to increase water absorption in the blood. And the last one, the oxytocin, helps with the process of uterus during childbirth and stimulating um, breast milk production. Why is this my favorite part of the brain? The reason is because I just feel like it's so important for all of us because if anything goes wrong with it, it could cause a variety of different issues. Um, and it has so much control over different hormones, so it could be just very severe. Luckily, there are drugs to help this issue, but it's just scary how easily it can affect us, which is damage to a small part of our brain. And this can cause, for example, things with people's growth. Yeah. Now, talking about the location, this is at the base of the brain, and it's about 1/3 of an inch of a diameter, so about as big as a pea, and it's right near the hypothalamus, and that's because they work together in their functions. Um, okay, so now the pituitary tumors. This is the most common disorder, and many adults have them. It's not life threatening, but it is still very harmful. So it stops with the abnormal ability to release hormones. So there are two types of these. One is called the secretory, and then the other is a non secretory. Um, the secretory tumors secrete too much, whereas the non um, don't secrete enough. Medicine and treatment for this is there's many different, so there's medicine and the different treatment, and one bad condition is called the hypopituitarism, which is another example of having issues with the production of hormones. And a drugs that help this helps with the deficiency of the hormones. Um, Another is glucocorticoids. Sorry about that. And they are used to treat adrenal insufficiency resulting from ACTH deficiency. And then another one is the thyroid hormone replacement therapy used for hypothyroid, a condition which thyroid production is low. Drugs such as levothyroxine help with the influence of growth and development in tissues of people's bodies, because a lot of times when you have a deficiency problem in hormones, it stunts you have issues with growth. Sex hormone deficiency is treated with sex appropriate hormones such as testosterone and estrogen. And lastly, for research and studies that I've looked at, they were talking about how 10,000 pituitary tumors are diagnosed each year in the United States. And the actual number is probably actually higher. So, when examining people who have died or have had imaging tests like MRI scans for other issues of health, doctors have found that as many as 1 out of 4 people um, can have a pituitary problem without knowing it, because the symptoms are so small that people end up being undiagnosed. So, thank you for watching my presentation.